moderator.
You need to whisper that to him to say.
Game is some meat up on there.
Nobody addressed that. Trump was dead in the room. He was in the room while your crowd is saying, "Go home, nigga."
You kicking it with Key C show.
This is Judge Joe Brown, and I'm kicking it with Key C and the X Squad affiliate.
Yo, what's up? It's Cool Joe Goody, and I'm kicking it with my dog Key C with the X Squad affiliate.
Yes, this is your girl, Miss Cece LaFleur, and I am kicking it with Key C and X Squad affiliates.
Yo, what's good? It's party time. Glory! And I'm kicking it with my man Key C and the X Squad affiliates. You dig me?
Yo, what's up, y'all? This is your boy Trey Chaney. Y'all know me as Pooh from the HBO series The Wire. You know me as Kendrick from Bounce TV's hit show Saints and Sinners. And you know me as O from Secret Society. And right now, I'm kicking it with my brother Key C from the X Squad affiliate.
It is from this highland region of Kisii.
A conscious Jubilee leadership once again visited the opposition strongholds of Kisii and Bungoma counties.
In Kisii town, the women walk.
Check.
I'm the law around here.
All that boy got to do is just play the damn thing, and it's gonna be undeniable, man. Undeniable, baby.
I'm knocking somebody the fuck out. You understand what I'm saying?
You kicking it with Key C show.
Yeah, man, it's your boy Lilo Jones, aka International Lilo, ATL's most interesting Negro, and you listen to X Squad Radio. You dig?
This is a X Squad podcast.
Check. Yes, mic sounding good. Headphone level sounding good. What's good? Everyone, you reached another episode of the Kicking It with Key C show. We're live here on X Squad Radio Network. Found at xsquadradio.com. Be sure to get the mobile app. Check in with your boy. Yes, we got a major show today. Without further ado, I'm going ahead and bring him in. Don't need to have me keep talking. Let's go ahead and get him in here, man. Y'all know I start on time nowadays, you notice? Yes. All right, so we're live, like I said, here on X Squad Radio, live on YouTube, live on Facebook, live on Twitch, live on Periscope. I don't know if we got Periscope anymore. But here we are. We're live here everywhere where we can be live at. But we got my guy Marcus Flowers running for the 14th district here in Georgia, who will be joining us. He's coming in now. Yes. You there, Marcus?
I'm here, Kesey. Let me get you straight here on this.
Okay, it's cool. We're here.
Going on.
I'm still talking, getting my intros in. So anyway, like I said, it's your boy Kesey. It is a great Thursday, and we are live on X Squad Radio. Be sure to tune in, tell a friend, tell a neighbor, tell a coworker, tell a relative, tell somebody you don't even like to get the X Squad Radio mobile app. But we have a great show, like I said. We have Marcus Flowers, who is now joining us, and we will definitely. Okay, I see you, Marcus.
You see me now?
Yep. I think it's sideways, but
trying to get it.
It's good. Listen, I'm used to it. I'm an IT guy by day, so I'm used to troubleshooting.
Let me see. Why is this thing sideways?
Let's see. Is it a webcam or is it a computer?
It's.
I mean, a phone or a webcam on a computer.
It's a phone.
It's a phone. Okay.
Why? You're sideways. I'm not.
Okay, well, that's interesting.
I don't get it.
Rotate your phone, I guess, to the right, maybe.
Right. Let's see.
All right, works on our end. Yep, looks good on this end.
There you are.
Yes.
Perfect.
Awesome. Oh, wow. Probably hit the drop button or something. But listen, that's why we do these things. That's why we get our things, right? We'll have them join us in a minute again. All right, there it goes. Admit him back in. All right, Marcus, we got you back here, looks like.
Okay. Looks like
you hit the hang up button when you twisted it.
All right.
It's all right.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, you're sounding good. Crispy to clear.
All right. There we are.
Yes. So welcome to the Kicking It with Key C show. I do this thing.
Well, thank you for having.
Yeah, we're doing the podcast now, going on 6 years. I see you got a lot of exciting things going on your end. So you're running for the 14th district here in Georgia. Trying to basically oust the issue we have now in the county.
Let's just say we're trying to restore decency, honor, and integrity to the district. How's that?
There it goes. That's a great honorable way of saying it. So let's get started. Where are you originally from, Marcus?
I'm originally from a small town in southern Alabama called Troy. You may have heard of it.
Troy, yes.
Troy, Alabama. Another boy from Troy.
Okay. So tell me a little bit about your upbringing, your thought, your interest in even getting into politics. Were you interested at a younger age? Was it something you did in school? You like class president or athletics? Or give me a little bit of background before going into the military.
You know, growing up in Troy, I grew up in poverty, came up in the projects. At 11 years old, I was sent to a children's home in Talladega, Alabama, which borders a district. Grew up in a poor family. Okay. Mother wasn't able to support me, after a while, and fortunately ended up in a children's home. I say unfortunately, but, it was a good thing. I ended up in a great place with a lot of great people, who were able to support me, and grew up with a lot of good kids there. At 18, I joined the Army, something I'd always wanted to do. I was probably 6 or 7 years old when I saw my uncle coming back from, I think, Germany one time, wearing his uniform. And I was like, yeah, that's exactly something I want to do. And that just always stuck with me. As far as having been class president, I was probably class president 1 or 2 years in high school. Okay. But, became a logistics and compliance guy in the military, left the military, did logistics and compliance for several different contracting companies under the Department of Defense, some for Department of State as well. Got done with that and became a government official doing compliance with the Department of Defense. Okay. Politics was never something I was ever interested in, never even considered it. And oddly enough, when I announced that I was running, a friend of mine, I'd known for probably 20 plus years, was like, we always expected you would do something like this. We always saw it. And I was like, really? Because I never thought about it. But yeah, just, seeing the events that took place over the last summer, starting with George Floyd's murder, seeing the protests and riots that took place, watching Marjorie Taylor Greene, rise to power and notoriety, and seeing her run unopposed. All of that got me to thinking about activism and speaking up. I got on Twitter for the first time in June. Okay. Right after John Lewis's death. He had C.T. Vivian, of course, died on the same day. One of my idols. Both of them were my idols. And I started to speak out, and I started to listen to people and talking with people. You know, as a government official, I can only do so much. I was helping the last guy who ran in this district, you know, try to get elected. He dropped out of the race before the election, unfortunately. But what really brought it home for me was January the 6th, watching the insurrection, you know, watching police officers being beaten with American flag poles, being sprayed with pepper spray and bear spray and other chemicals, you know, watching a Confederate battle flag paraded through the Capitol Rotunda. I mean, that was just, it became mission critical for me at that point in time, Keith. You understand?
Right.
So the next day, the very next day, I went to my supervisor, called my supervisor up, and I said, hey, you know, I'm going to resign my position as a government official, and I'm going to run for Congress. And he was not surprised in the least about that. So supported me 100%.
Wow. That's a strong story, and it's very, very convincing of, you know, how they definitely, you know, get to this point, you know, and a lot of people.
It wasn't a straight line. It wasn't a straight line.
Right. A lot of people feel that way, but then don't do anything about it. This is you feeling a certain way and doing something about it. So that's what's impressive about it.
It's about having the courage of your convictions. You know, I mean, we could all sit and think about it and say something needs to be done. You know, like I said, when John Lewis and C.T. Vivian died, I'm like, well, who's going to pick up those mantles? Who's going to carry their message forward? I know there are people here like Lucy McBath, Stacey Abrams. I know there are other people that are carrying that message, Latasha Brown.
Right.
I felt it was time for me to get some skin in the game.
Get some skin in the game, yes. I actually interviewed Kwanzaa Hall as well, who had a short stint in that seat, the temporary seat before it was taken over permanently. And we had a great discussion as well in regards to the history and the greatness that Congressman Lewis actually, you know, laid out. So
and I was happy to see someone from Talladega, you know, that I went to high school with, fill that seat as well. You know, one of my idols, you know, and see my high school classmate, Akima Williams, step into that position. That was that was a source of pride for me as well. Yes,
that is awesome. That is awesome. And I didn't know she was from there. That all comes together then.
Talladega College girl. She's we're proud of her. Let me tell you that. We're proud of her.
Great. All right, tell me a little bit about your background, military, joining the military, some of your experience and your thought process of, you know, how it shaped you as a man, etc.
Oh, and military, I was a logistics guy. My first overseas tour, I got assigned to an intelligence listening post. So I ended up working in the intelligence and electronics warfare arena. So I had a lot of great leaders, a lot of great female leaders, female sergeant major. You know, they molded me, let me tell you that. They instilled those values in me. You know, every day we spoke about the Army's core values, you know, selfless service, you know, loyalty, duty, honor, courage, commitment. You know, we talked about those things all the time. And that's what we brought to work every day. And my job, it was a lot about compliance, you know, poring over regulations and doctrine and some laws. You know, those are and I've done that my entire career, 27 years. That's what I've done, just pored over regulations. I'm intimately familiar with our government and the inner workings of it. So I think I bring a lot more to the table than, you know, maybe having run a gym or something like that, or a construction company.
Yeah. That makes sense. It definitely makes sense. So let me ask you about your thoughts here. First thing, we had a tough 2020, still, you know, much better 2021 than we are now. But give me your thoughts on Georgia's response to the COVID-19.
Well, you know, the current leadership has been lacking as far as in the governor's office. You know, I don't think they've taken it seriously enough. Georgia falls pretty low on the totem pole when it comes to our response to COVID-19. But, you know, things are turning around. We're turning the curve. We still need to get a lot more shots in arms. I think we definitely need to do that.
Yeah.
But, you know, I feel like, you know, we are getting so close if people will just, you know, go out and get vaccinated. I'm about 5-6 days away from being totally immune. I got my second shot of the Moderna vaccine on the 5th. You know, and I understand some of the vaccine hesitancy. You know, the Black community in and of itself, we've, you know, had a hard time when it comes to, you know, needles and vaccines and things of that nature. So I get some of that hesitancy, but, you know, looking at the science and looking at the people who were behind some of these vaccines, I think they're safe. I think, you know, we need to pull ourselves out of this pandemic, you know, get back to business as usual. You know, a lot of small businesses are hurting. Restaurants, you know, families are hurting because they have to stay at home with their kids because they can't afford the childcare. So we need to put this pandemic behind us. And I encourage everyone, you know, even if our leadership at the top here in the state isn't doing it, I encourage everyone to go out, get vaccinated. Let's put this pandemic behind us and move forward and have a much better 21 than we had in 20.
So that also leads into another question I had. You think about COVID, you think about the economy. I actually was speaking to a guy, and we actually spoke about you as well. It's a guy who's in the area, and he has a company by the name of Cowboy Builds. And big guy, had a cowboy hat, military guy, about 6'5", and he actually does a lot of carpentry work. And we spoke about the trades. We talking about how hard it is for him to find like good help, labor, and, you know, people trying to come to work, etc. So what is your thought process on, because right now we're in a weird spot where you've got a lot of things that are going on as far as like shortages. You have, you know, shortages of goods and services, warehouses not really being staffed. Thus far, you have some people that feel like, okay, we've got this money that's been pushed into the economy, and you got people who don't want to work. What's your thought process as far as the current economy, the minimum wage need, you know, where it's at, or should it be pushed up, the wages be pushed up, increased, so that more people would want to go to work? What's your thought process on that?
Interestingly enough, you spoke about the trades. I've talked about that in the past, about bringing the trades back into high schools the way it used to be. And, you know, when I was coming up, you had the carpentry, you had masonry, you had, you know, all kinds of trades that they were teaching there in high school, and we need to look into getting that back. As far as minimum wage, you know, anybody that works a 40-hour week should be able to earn a livable wage. Now, is Georgia, rural Georgia, like San Francisco or New York or even Atlanta? Of course not. But a livable wage, you know, when was the last time the minimum wage was risen? It's been at least 10 years, and probably 10 years before that was the last time before. So we definitely need to raise the minimum wage. Definitely. $15 an hour, will that suffice everywhere? I don't know. We need to look at raising it. People that work 40 hours a week need to be able to earn a living wage. Right. You know, and we have to do it incrementally, in my opinion, to help small businesses, especially in rural communities, be able to catch up. But a $15 federal minimum wage for federal contractors or people working for the federal government, I totally agree with that.
I definitely agree with you on that. Totally. Give me your thoughts on your area, Paulding County. So I'm not far. I'm close to the line. I'm actually right at the edge. I'm in Cobb, so I'm right off Dallas Highway.
I'm in Haralson County, by the way.
Harrison. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
So give me your thoughts on the part of the district that, you know, that's in your area, and some of the demographics of some of the people. You know, if you go through it, you know, you had a lot of green Trump signs, you had your Confederate flag still, you know. I see it as some of the constituents in the area, some of the demographics or people in the area, you know, it'll be probably a tough sell, but tell me a little bit about your thought process of, you know, who the community that you're serving and how you're actually able to, you know, change the mindset of some of those people.
Well, let me tell you a little bit about the people here. You know, I'm intimately familiar with the district. You know, my dad been here maybe 40 years. And I grew up right next door to the district in Talladega. You know, I live about 10 miles from the Alabama border. Okay. You know, I've been, you know, my family lives up in the Cedartown and Rome area. Okay. So I've been in this district or had dealings with this district for a very long time. Mm-hmm. Like I said, I spent 20 years away in my government work, but now, you know, I came back home basically. Okay. The people here are kind, generous, caring people, you know, but you know, here's the problem. Nobody in America knows that. And nobody in America could possibly believe that looking at the representative that we sent to DC, because she's everything that we're not here. You know, I've talked to people, you know, I tell people this, you know, I'm not talking to people because I'm running. I'm running because I've been talking to people, and to a person, Republicans and Democrats, everyone that I've talked to, they're not happy with her. They're disappointed. They're embarrassed. You know, and I get what some people might have found interesting about her at first. You know, there's that line that a lot of politicians will tell you, oh, we're going to go to Washington and shake things up. And, you know, people believe that because people want to be heard. You know, they don't want to feel like their government doesn't care anything about them. I get that. You know, I get that. My job, or what I want to do, is I want to make people feel closer to their government. Yeah. But I'm not going to sell you a bad bill of goods like Marjorie Taylor Greene did. I don't think people really understood or knew who she was before she got elected. One of the other things that I say is when someone tells you who they are, believe them the first time. You know, she had some videos out there saying some disparaging things about black and brown people. Right. You know, and I called her out on it. Right. Didn't get a response on it, but you know, like I said, everyone I've talked to a person, they're not really happy with her. They don't think she's doing her job. She's an ineffective leader. You know, she got power to increase her brand or build her brand. She's not doing anything for the people here in the district. I can tell you that right now. You know, and power is only good when you're using it to help the powerless. And she's definitely not using it for that.
Awesome. So I got your official YouTube plug pushed on my screen right now. So we're gonna play that and then we'll come back and talk about some more of the issues, etc. Let people see. Right. I guess I'll call it a commercial.
My commercial.
Yeah.
Thanks.
All right, here we go. All right, let me share it with you. Share screen, share sound. All right.
I'm Marcus Flowers, and I've spent my life serving this country in combat zones across the world. But I never thought I'd see one here in the United States.
Q is a patriot. We know that for sure.
That's Marjorie Taylor Greene's America.
Marjorie Taylor Greene expressed support for executing Democratic members of Congress.
Taylor Greene said that a plane did not hit the Pentagon on 9/11.
Her twisted conspiracy theories may have made her famous, but they haven't done a damn thing to help the people here in our district. And now I'm running for Congress because Georgians deserve better. Better health care, COVID relief, and real representation. My childhood wasn't easy. When I was 11, I moved into a children's home because my parents couldn't support me. So I learned to deal with bullies at an early age. At 18, after graduating high school, I joined the Army. My first overseas deployment was at an intelligence listening post in Central Europe on the doorstep of communism. I spent a decade in combat zones in Iraq and Afghanistan as a contractor for the Department of Defense and held top secret security clearance. I've witnessed firsthand the damage done by extremism, radicalism, and disinformation. And I won't stand by while people in Washington take us down the same path. The Army Corps values teach honor, personal courage, and selfless service. That's what I'll bring to Congress. I hope you'll join me on my next mission.
Hey man, I don't want to seem shallow, but that presentation right there sold me just from that.
You know, I tell you what, you know, the director in that, he did a great job. You know, we filmed it a couple of different ways. But that way, that was how I felt it. That's how I felt after January 6th. Wow. And he was able to capture that.
He was able to capture it.
We did it a more calm way. We did it a more calm way, and I guess they were like, "No, we're going to give your true feelings on this one." That's how I felt about it.
Right. That's awesome. They were able to get the conviction, to hear the conviction from your voice and everything. That was beautiful.
You captured it. You captured it the exact right way.
All right. So while we're here on this, we were speaking about. All right, there's a couple things I want to ask you about, some of the issues that you had. And of course, there's some blaring issues, but some things that you feel is wrong, and there's probably many things you feel is wrong with Marjorie Taylor Greene. But let's talk about some of the issues and some things that you bring that are, you know, starkly different from what she's bringing. One is she has that America First caucus thing she's doing. Your thoughts on the insurrection and all this other crazy stuff that she has, like you said.
All right. Let's start with the insurrection on January 6th. I know Marjorie Taylor Greene and Matt Gaetz and, you know, a lot of the Republicans, they kind of want to sweep that under the rug. They want to play revisionist history with it. I'm not going to allow that. I'm going to keep bringing it up front and center. She played a part in that. You know, I watched her shortly after she got in office, go out and stand in front of the Proud Boys, and then she came out, or she did a speech in front of them, and then she came out and she was, you know, saying, "Hey, everybody, come on January 6th, and we're going to stop this electoral college vote." Yeah, so she played a part in that insurrection, and I'm not going to let anybody forget it.
Yeah.
And none of us need to forget it. As a matter of fact, that day, you know, I tell people, that's a day that's going to live in infamy. It's seared into our consciousness, just like 9/11 was. And I'm not comparing the two. You know, the death toll on 9/11 was egregious, and, you know, January 6th was nothing like that. However, it was an attack on democracy, and it was an attack from within. We all saw it with our own eyes. We saw it with our own eyes. We know she played a part in it. We know others played a part in it. We know what the president's part was in it. You know, sitting there listening to people like Rudy Giuliani say, let's have trial by combat. You know, there's no denying it. None whatsoever.
Right. Yeah. All right. Any other issues that you want to discuss outside the insurrection?
Oh, as far as the you did ask about the America First caucus. We know what that means. You know, America First. We know where that came from. 20s and 30s with the KKK. Yeah. You know, here's the thing. We're not going back to any of that. And I'll let Congresswoman Greene know firsthand. You know, we celebrate our diversity in this country. You know, we're here. You know, there is not going to be any uniquely Anglo-Saxon anything anymore. You know, we're a country of immigrants. We're a country of black and brown people. And we got to learn to live together and compromise and talk to each other.
Yeah.
So there's got to be dignity, and there's got to be decorum in Congress. You know, she doesn't want to be there. She's about improving her brand. I want the job to serve the people, to be a servant leader. She has no idea what that means.
Yeah. And I saw she already hit headlines this week already by confronting Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez.
All right.
Saying she's scared to debate her with, you know, like you said, she's the sensationalism that she tries to create.
Lacking decorum. Those are antics, and unfortunately we've seen them all before. You know, it's all about building her brand. And with every new antic, she's raising money. I mean, she's out raising me 3-1 right now off these antics. She's got a larger platform, of course. But, you know, we're not going to go away.
What's your thoughts on there's a lot of people who have issues with trying to have the preservation of the Southern symbolism, the monuments, statues, etc. What's your thoughts on the changes, the removal of the Confederate flags and statues and war heroes, etc.?
Well, as a veteran, first thing I think is we should change the name of any military base that's named after a Confederate general or a Confederate soldier. I think that's something that we need to do, immediately. And here's the thing about all of the statues and, the Confederate battle flag in and of itself. America's history has been purposefully and deliberately stolen from us. Right. We need to understand what our shared history is. There's only one. History's not an indictment. It's just history. Nobody's blaming anybody that's alive today for slavery or anything like that. Mm-hmm. But we need to take a honest look at it, kind of the same way Germany did after World War II. Mm-hmm. They talked about it honestly and openly. Here's what we did wrong. We haven't done that in America. We haven't had that serious gut check moment, that come to Jesus moment, where America owns up to its original sins. Yeah. I think we all need to look at history and think about, when did those monuments start popping up? 1920s, 30s. Yeah. They really started popping up in the 50s, 60s, 70s. And what do you think that was about? Just to put black people in their place. What had happened shortly before those monuments started popping up? Plessy versus Ferguson. That was the law of the land, separate but equal. And the Confederate battle flag, it wasn't 1866 or 1867 where that started flying. It was in the 1950s and 60s. What was going on in America at that time? Civil rights movement. So let's really take a look at our history. Let's be honest about it, I think. And if you're really honest about it, we'd get rid of all of those Confederate monuments.
Right. All right, man, that is awesome. All right, there's covered quite a few topics. Anything you felt left off that you want to sell to the people, to tell the people why you are the better candidate outside of the obvious things, but some other things that people don't know that you're pretty passionate about, and some changes that you intend on making, if elected, like what you bring.
Well, the things that I'm really worried about for this district are jobs, small businesses, rural healthcare, rural broadband. Mm-hmm. And as a veteran who suffered a traumatic brain injury, I'm a disabled veteran myself, veterans issues are, of paramount importance to me, taking care of our men and women in uniform, people who serve. And that's what I've done my entire career, whether in uniform, as a defense contractor, or as a government official. That's what I've done, protected and defended the Constitution of the United States. So all veterans issues, and the families, of our men and women in uniform, that's all, like I said, of paramount importance to me. Those are things that I want to help with when if I'm so honored to be elected to Congress. But we need help. I'm under no illusions. This is going to be an uphill battle, and I can't take this hill alone. So I'm going to need everyone's help. So please go to marcusforgeorgia.com and donate to our campaign. We'd really appreciate the help. We're going to need it.
MarcusForGeorgia.com, as y'all see on the screen here. He's also on Instagram. It's Marcus, the number 4 in Georgia, on Instagram. And also, I think you're on Twitter as well.
Right. Correct.
Awesome. So I definitely appreciate you coming and spending your time and talking about your platform. And, I definitely am all the way behind you as far as pushing you to the top, because like I said, you saw me from the beginning, and when I saw your initial messages, and it sparked an interest to, contact you and, get you here on my show to talk about it. But
I appreciate you having me.
Changes. Yes, we need those changes bad, and I see you as a very viable candidate of definitely doing it. How many other people are running, and what's the actual date of the we get out to vote for the election?
Oh, it's not until May 22. I mean, we got a primary coming up in May, of 22. The election's not until November of 22.
Okay.
But, you know, we had to start early. Like I said, she's got a huge war chest. You know, she's a millionaire. I'm not a millionaire.
Yes.
You know, I was a government official, a soldier. So, you know, I had to start early. There were a couple other people in the race, but they're not Marcus Flowers. Let me tell you that right now. They don't bring the same authority that I bring to the table.
Awesome. So let me know if you have any, any events or anything that you want to assist in as far as promoting out, to help to raise the funds for the campaign. I'm all in, assisting you with whatever.
Absolutely. We'll, like I said, I have a few more days before I'm fully immune from COVID-19. So we're going to be getting out there more and more. And I miss being around people. Let me tell you that right now.
Yes.
So I can't wait to get back out and, just be around people and talk with people. That's something I've been missing sorely for the last year. Being a government official, I had to work from home almost every day of the week. So, but yeah, I miss being out among people. I know we all do.
Yes. Awesome. Yes, I really appreciate it. Really appreciate you coming and spending your time and, talking to my people and my people getting to know who you are. And, best wishes and God bless, in your future endeavors.
Yeah. Absolutely. God bless. I appreciate you having me.
Yes. One more thing. Can you say this is Marcus Flowers, candidate, 14th District, U.S. Congress, and I'm kicking it with Kesey and the X-Squad affiliates.
I'm Marcus Flowers, Democratic Army veteran running for Congress in Georgia's 14th Congressional District, and I am kicking it with Kesey.
Thank you. All right. Have a great evening. And like I said, I'm here. If you need anything, I appreciate it.
You have a great one, sir.
Take care.
Good night.
Good night. All right. That was Marcus Flowers. Awesome, awesome. Let's give him applause here. Yes, yes, yes. Big ups, big ups, big ups. Yes, awesome, awesome. Give a shout out to my man Melvin. I see you in the X-Squad Radio chat room. That was great. Let's get this guy in office. We've definitely gotta unseat Marjorie Taylor Greene, man. She has been a joke in office. I mean, as bad as you felt Trump was, it's, she's of that same regime, same mindset, same just extreme radicalism as, she tries to push on us. But in essence, that's her. But if you go over to marcusforgeorgia.com, take a look at his platform. I think he's got a donation link. Heck, I don't know how many people are listening to this. Y'all give whatever you can to help to this guy's campaign. He's trying to raise funds so he can be the guy to, do that and knock her off. Hey, it'd be much appreciated. I feel like he's a very viable candidate. That's why I decided to have him on this show. And as you saw, just watching and listening to him, man, it's been very impressive. The conviction that he has. I'll play the clip one more time so that you can see it. And hey, I'm telling you, this guy is the real deal. All right, give me one moment. We're going to cue it up one more time. Let you take a look at it. All right. Let's start it again. All right. Here we go.
I'm Marcus Flowers, and I've spent my life serving this country in combat zones across the world. But I never thought I'd see one here in the United States.
Q is a patriot. We know that for sure.
That's Marjorie Taylor Greene's America.
Marjorie Taylor Greene expressed support for executing Democratic members of Congress.
Taylor Greene said that a plane did not hit the Pentagon on 9/11.
Her twisted conspiracy theories may have made her famous, but they haven't done a damn thing to help the people here in our district. Now I'm running for Congress because Georgians deserve better. Better health care, COVID relief, and real representation. My childhood wasn't easy. When I was 11, I moved into a children's home because my parents couldn't support me. So I learned to deal with bullies at an early age. At 18, after graduating high school, I joined the Army. My first overseas deployment was at an intelligence listening post in Central Europe on the doorstep of communism. I spent a decade in combat zones in Iraq and Afghanistan as a contractor for the Department of Defense and held top secret security clearance. I've witnessed firsthand the damage done by extremism, radicalism, and disinformation. And I won't stand by while people in Washington take us down the same path. The Army Corps values teach honor, personal courage, and selfless service. That's what I'll bring to Congress. I hope you'll join me on my next mission.
All right. Awesome, right? Yes, I agree. I do agree. Very, 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 very convincing with the conviction. A lot of issues we have currently in there, and we definitely got to get this guy in there and push the existing regime in there out. I mean, not just this district, but all of them, man. Just everybody that has idealistics, radicalist idealism, and all the things that that Marjorie Greene and people like her actually still harbor. We gotta cleanse it, man. This is a different United States from what they're trying to portray and try to paint. We already had 4 years of that before, and you know, out of control for us to, you know, still have people with that mindset. So anyway, I thank y'all, man, for joining me here, you know what I'm saying, on another Thursday, the way I do it. You know, I talk about any and everything. So we actually have a great show next week. Next week we have Sugar Ray Leonard Jr. It's Ray Leonard's son, as well as the rap group Ultra Beast. The second hour they will be on, and then following that, my daughter's graduation, so I won't be on the 27th. I won't be on that day. And then following up behind that, we go into June. Have some other great shows lining up for June. So, hey, we had a great April, a great May, and we're shooting for a great June. So anyway, like I said, I appreciate y'all definitely coming in and, you know, doing what you do, checking out your guy, and continuing to support what I do. Go ahead and download the X Squad Radio app. We're in the App Store. Support the other shows, support the other podcasters, radio hosts, everything else. But hey, thank y'all once again for supporting, and we're out. Peace.
Yeah, man, it's your boy Lilo Jones, aka International Lilo, ATL's most interesting Negro, and you listen to X Squad Radio. You dig?
West, y'all.
Bang, bang.
Throw them W's up. West Side Wednesdays with your boy D Greatest from South Central. Wednesdays at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. X Squad Online Radio Network, iHeartRadio, Spotify, TuneIn, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and more.
This is Mocha Bella, and you're tuned into the X Squad Radio Network, where we're changing your listening habits 24/7, 7 days a week.
This is your boy D Greatest from South Central, and you tune into X Squad Radio Network. Yeah, man.
We all hate when we have unexpected car problems. Well, I am here to tell you about a viable solution. Come see the Squad official mechanic Melvin at Bay 11 Auto. You will be glad you did. You can reach him at 1455 General Arts Road, Conyers, Georgia, or 404-295-5715. That's 404-295-5715.
Hey, Squad, I got one more question, man. Man, y'all gonna pay me for this?